Why Not? A queer podcast.
Thank you to our sponsor, Pineapple Healthcare, an award-winning primary care clinic right here in Orlando.
Pineapple Healthcare offers mental health counseling, HIV, STI testing and treatment, and specializes in care for the LGBTQ plus community.
Open Monday through Saturday. Call today at 407-553-6336 and schedule your appointment.
Pineapple Healthcare. Better together.
Hi, everybody. I'm Rick Todd.
And I'm Jeremy Williams, and you're listening to Wine,
Why Not? A queer podcast.
episode 169.
With special guest Kathleen Turner.
Yeah, if you can't tell by the stuffiness of my voice, I am sick.
Aw, I'm sorry you're not feeling well, but
That's
I
all right.
appreciate you being here.
Not sorry enough to cancel the podcast.
In my defense, I did just find out 3 minutes ago.
That's true. I doped up and I got cough drops here, so if you hear clanking around or sucking sounds, ignore those.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, if you hear sucking sounds, it must just be Rick talking. Hey, speaking of Rick talking,
Yeah.
I want to do this for a few episodes because I'm just super excited that Pineapple Healthcare signed up for sponsorship for another year. So thank you to the folks at Pineapple Healthcare. They do great work in our community. Not only do they provide great services for the community, but they sponsor a lot of events that go on around here and kind of help keep us running. So thanks to them for that.
Yes.
Second point, most important, I feel like we may have done a shirt like this before, but I don't know. Florida shirt or New York shirt. It's kind of solid color with just a couple of flamingos on it.
Florida shirt. I was gonna say, as if it was something other than flamingos. I mean, you used to live here, so you know, flamingos are not indigenous to New York.
What if it was if it was pigeons?
If they were pigeons, I'd say bring that right away. Pack that in New York.
Good times. Well, here we are
Yes,
at 169. At
Yes.
169.
Yes, and funny enough, I did not pull a single fact to deal with just 69 because I thought that was crude and inappropriate. Surprisingly,
name.
a couple of things came up for 169. Most notably, because this just happened a couple of days ago. But United Flight 169, when you were doing your search, did you see?
You know what? Yeah, and it's all I saw because it was so recent. You couldn't find anything else.
Everything. If you Google 169, it's one of the only things that comes up for like 3 pages on Google. But for those who don't know, United Flight 169, which is a Boeing 767-400, was traveling from Venice, Italy to Newark, New Jersey, and struck a light pole above the New Jersey Turnpike while on its final approach to the Newark Liberty International Airport on Sunday, May 3rd. I'm reading this from the local NBC affiliate. The accident damaged a tractor trailer traveling below and sent its driver to the hospital with minor injuries. The 221 passengers and 10 crew members on board landed safely with no injuries and were able to taxi with just minor damage to the airplane.
Did you see the video from inside the cab of the truck? The guy's like just driving along and having a good time, and then he kind of looks up like, "Hey, what's that?" And then plane hits him. Or no,
How
I guess that was the light
terrifying that
pole,
must have been.
right?
So yeah, if you're ever on the New Jersey Turnpike, just be mindful of the planes, I guess.
Yeah, and hey, Newark. Let's knock it off with all the plane crashes
Yeah.
and accidents and craziness, huh?
I have a flight in July to go to my niece's wedding, and I'm flying out of Newark. I fly back into LaGuardia, but I fly out of Newark, and I'm very nervous because I don't trust that airport anymore.
Yeah, we don't do Newark anymore.
Yeah.
It's cheaper. I would say it's less expensive, I think, to fly in and out of Newark. But getting to LaGuardia and JFK on public transportation is easier. Like you can't do it to Newark, I don't think.
Yeah,
So
you could the Jersey train, the what they how they call that damn train? The Jersey line. They have the one that runs from here to the Newark towards the New York airport.
it's not the PATH train. It's probably New Jersey Transit or something.
I don't remember.
I don't know.
It's got its own name.
Well, I don't know. For $3, $3 you're at LaGuardia. But I guess if you save more than that,
Yeah,
on
the flight the price ticket difference is almost $300
what?
leaving out of Newark rather than JFK or LaGuardia.
And all it
Yeah.
will cost you is your life.
What else do I got for you? Oh, what were you gonna say?
I was saying, when are you going there again?
Oh, July.
Ah,
End of
nice.
July. Last week of July.
Nice.
A couple of little numbery things. 169 is a perfect square. For those who don't know, 13 squared equals 169, making the square root of 169 13. Also, a 169-sided polygon is known as a centenagon. For those who are ever on Jeopardy, and the category is multi-side polygons. Keep that one in your back pocket.
I
The
was on
cool one that I
Jeopardy.
found. Were you on Jeopardy?
I'm gonna tell you all about it in a minute.
Oh, interesting. The cool one that I found was 169 Bar here in New York City, located on the Lower East Side. It has been around for more than 100 years and is home of the original pickle martini.
Ooh.
Yeah, if you go to its website, it says open since 1916, formerly known as the Bloody Bucket. That sounds right out of SpongeBob, doesn't it? One
sounds
of the
right
last
out of
original,
something.
one of the last original bars in one of the last original hoods in Manhattan. Now with outdoor seating. That's written as soon as you pull up their website, and that cracked me up. So yeah, I might when I'm feeling better, I might go try one of their pickle martinis since it's the original.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, if I were still of the drinking type, I would definitely try a pickle martini.
You should go in and order one and be like, hold the martini.
Have you
Just to
heard
get a pickle.
about Pickle Fest here in Orlando?
I have not.
It is getting dragged so hard. I don't know who put it on, but I know there's a Pickle Fest going on in like New York sometime soon. But anyway, it was this Pickle Fest, right? What would you expect to experience when you go to Pickle Fest?
Lots of pickles, I would think.
One would think, but there are video after video after video. In fact, there's one TikToker that says, let me walk you through this scam called Pickle Fest. And the only pickles that she found were in a pan on the ground underneath a food cart, and they were the pickles that they used on their pickle French fries, but they were like Publix bread pickles. It was like just dill pickle. Anyway,
What else was at the Pickle Fest?
there were vendors selling like crafts and stuff, but there were. You have to really look for it, but I think what happened is like there were actual pickle things that were there, but this thing went on till like 9 o'clock at night, and by like 12 or 1,
No pickles?
all the people were sold out of their pickle stuff, and the event was sold out.
Oh,
There were
damn.
some very unhappy people about it. Watching the videos was kind of funny. I only know it because it was on my anniversary, my 5-year anniversary, and we were gonna go because I love pickles. You know, I mean, my name's Rick. I have to.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we didn't go. I'm glad we didn't, because I would have spent $40 getting in.
And no
to
pickles.
then have to go. So the TikToker that did the video where they said the scam known as, when they left, they went to 7-Eleven to get like a water or something, and they're like, "Oh, look, a pouch of pickle chips," and so they bought that, and that was their pickles for the day.
7-Eleven showing up with more pickles than Pickle
Yeah.
Fest. Okay.
Pickle Fest, 7-Eleven every day. Not a sponsor.
Well, I will keep an eye out for Pickle Fest here in New York, and I will report back
go.
whether there are pickles or not. I wonder if it's the same people putting it on. I hope not. Last one I got. Apparently, I have been informed that we forgot to do the Pokemon fact for last week. So I apologize to those who tune into this podcast simply to hear me talk about Pokemon. But Pokemon 169. Now, this is something I haven't come across yet doing this whole Pokemon thing. And maybe Caitlin will chime in here and answer this for me. But for the most part, because these Pokemon evolve, you have different evolutions of Pokemon, and they usually follow in number order. However, Pokemon 169 is Crobat, which is a four-winged bat that stands nearly 6 feet tall. How terrifying is that? A four-winged bat that's 6 feet tall.
That's not a bat. That's a vampire.
Its final evolution, or it is the final evolution of Zubat and Golbat, which is Pokemon 41 and 42. So apparently, what I'm hearing in my ear
From the control room.
From the control room is they create future or new evolutions in future series or games or whatever. So that's why they're numbered that way. This is the first time I've come across that, which is I searched like 3 different websites to make sure I had the correct information because I thought that I was getting like punked or something. Anyway, Crobat, a 6-foot bat, flies swiftly towards its prey and sinks its fangs into the nape of the target's neck. I think you're right. It's just a vampire. It's a four-winged vampire.
That's frightening. A four-winged vampire. So this thing that stands, what do you say, 6 feet tall?
5'11".
That's
I don't
really
want to give him his
specific.
due. Yeah.
That's very specific. Why? Anyway, so 5'11", vampire four-winged bat thing. Has that thing ever fought this 1 foot tall, like 30-pound thing? Like, how could it even stand a chance?
I mean, they all have different powers and skills, and it just depends on what Pokemon you've got. That's why you got to catch them all, Rick. That's why you got to catch them all.
I don't want one.
Well, good luck in the tournament.
Not
then.
even Pikaflu or whatever his name. I'm just kidding.
I know you do that on purpose to piss off the Pokemon fans. But we cannot afford to lose a single fan, so I need you to apologize to the Pokemon.
I know. We already got 1 star in episode 168 because we didn't mention the Pokemon. Now,
I know.
Now if I poke fun at the Pokemon, well, we'll do it again.
We're gonna get canceled on all the Pokemon soundboards.
Do you know how I like to do that with Star Trek and Star Wars all the time? Do you know who else does that? I learned recently. Mika Brzezinski. She does that to Joe Scarborough. She mixes up Star Trek and Star Wars just to make him mad.
That's
I know that
the
because
blonde Russian person on the Morning Joe.
Morning Joe. Yeah, that's I know that because
Russian.
yesterday was
Russian.
May the 4th.
I just want to say, I don't believe she's Russian, but doesn't she not give you Russian vibes?
Well, I mean the name kind of screams origins of Eastern Europe. Yeah.
But she doesn't sound Russian.
Nah, I mean she's not Russian. She's just probably of descent of some sort of Eastern European thing.
Anyway,
Eastern
know why
European
it's...
thing. I'm not saying. Oh my God, I'm not saying her parents are things.
Damn, you're just pissing all sorts of groups off today, aren't you?
Whatever. You forgot Pokemon
last week, and that wasn't my fault. I just
never
want to point
forget,
out,
Jeremy. Never forget. It was my fault.
That was your. I didn't want to just call people out, particularly since we're all piling on you right now. But yeah, it was your fault. Anyway, those are all the facts I have for 169.
I only have 2 additional ones to add because I really only had Flight 169. There are a lot of short films with the number 169 in them. There's some called just 169 and then 169 something. I tried to watch any of them, and none of them were available. So I can't tell you if they're any good. There's just a lot of short films called 169. 169 is also called a baker's gross. So 13 is a baker's dozen, and a baker's gross is 13 times 13. 169.
Or the square, or 13 squared.
Yes, the perfect square. So for anyone who has been listening to this podcast for, I don't know, say the last 18, 19, 20 episodes, everything that we've talked about has been leading up to this moment. So can we guess what the 169th episode of Friends is?
It's the wedding.
It's the one with Monica and Chandler's wedding. Part 1.
Yes. Yes, it is a two-parter. Yes.
Some other things that are going on in the episode. Joey unexpectedly gets a part in a movie about soldiers in World War One.
Yep. Playing opposite Gary Oldman.
Yeah, who keeps spitting in his face for the sake of articulation. Or I should say, for the sake of articulation.
Yes. I like to, whenever they have a guest, like a celebrity guest on Friends, I like to kind of line up the timelines and find out how that person ended up on the show.
I know how they did, do you?
Because they were in Lost in Space together.
Yes. Yeah. Matt LeBlanc requested it was, I forget who they say it was going to be. I might have it down here. Let's see.
It was going to be
No, I don't see who it's going to be.
Harrison Ford. No.
What else happened in that? Ross makes everybody burst into laughter by threatening Chandler physically if he ever hurts his little sister.
Yeah.
Chandler and Monica have their rehearsal dinner after seeing his celebrity mother drag queen dead. Chandler suddenly freaks out, thinking about becoming Mr. and Mrs. Bing.
The Bings.
Yes. So he leaves an apology note and takes off. What else? Anything else?
And that's how it ends.
Oh, this is where they find Rachel and Phoebe find a positive pregnancy test in Monica's bathroom.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, starts that whole thing. Here are some fun facts about that episode. Do you care to hear them?
Sure.
I'll tell you anyway. The necklace that Judy Geller is wearing at the rehearsal dinner is the same one Monica wears in the wedding.
Oh,
Remember that for next week when we talk about Monica and Chandler's wedding
yeah.
part 2. When freaking out about the wedding, Chandler decides to see if he could prove that he and Monica are related. In real life, Matthew Perry and Courtney Cox are distantly related on several different lines. Anyway, what is a Baldwin family from England? Isn't that interesting?
Aren't we all related far enough down the line?
I mean, we should be, right?
We should be.
I mean, according to some philosophies of the Lord. Here we go. 169th greatest movie ever made. I don't have a lot of hope for this one, but you surprised me a lot, so here we go. This is a Robert Altman movie from 1971. Stars
71?
Stars Warren Beatty and Julie Christie. A gambler and a prostitute become business partners in a remote Old West mining town, and their enterprise thrives until a large corporation arrives on the scene. Yeah, that's a tough
Now,
one.
the earliest Robert Altman film I can think of is Nashville, and that don't sound like Nashville.
No. McCabe and Miss Miller.
Ah, yes.
This one, I don't know. I don't know about this one either, but I'm just going to list off a bunch of movies that I've only kind of heard of and see if you can guess the 169th greatest director of all time. The Yards.
Mm-hmm.
We Own the Night.
Mm-mm.
The Lost City of Z. And Ad Astra. I thought maybe Ad Astra.
Isn't that a Brad Pitt movie?
Yeah. By the way you're questioning that it was a Brad Pitt movie, I'm going to guess that it's not on your list of things in your bank. James Gray, 169th greatest director of all time.
Well, good for James.
I wanted to do a little thing real quick.
Yeah, sure.
Because I was watching Morning Joe this morning. And they had, what's his name? Donnie Deutsch. You know Donnie Deutsch?
No.
He's there. He owns Manhattan. Now he's a marketing company or a PR firm in New York, and he's like a brand expert. So he does this thing from time to time where he talks about brands up and brands down, and they talk. So that's basically like what's good about the world right now and what's not. And I thought this was interesting because they had a panel of people that came up with the 100 best vocalists of all time. And I will say that there is a queer person in the number 1 slot. And that surprised me. So I thought I would go through here and see. I'll give you a couple. Like I'll give you 6 through 10, and then we can see who out of 1 through 5 you can guess. See if you can guess number 1. So number 6 is Beyonce. Number 7, Ella Fitzgerald. Number 8, Mike Patton. No idea who that is. Do you know who that is?
No.
All right. You'll know the next one. Number 9, Michael Jackson.
I know him.
And number 10, HR. I don't know what that. I
HR?
don't know what that means. Is that Human Resources? This has the number 10 greatest voice of all time.
I don't
All
know
right.
who
So those are
HR is.
that's 6 through 10. So 1 through 5.
All right. Well, I mean, I'm guessing Mariah Carey's got to be in the top 5.
She's not.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Isn't that interesting?
What's specifically what is this category? It's best vocals or
Best
unique
vocalist.
vocals?
Best vocalist of all time. I'll give you some hints if it helps, because I don't agree with some of these.
Well, right off the bat, I'm gonna say number 1. I think is Freddie Mercury.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was. I mean, I yes, I get it. Freddie Mercury has a great voice. I always used to ask people this question. I used to say, like, who has a better voice, Freddie Mercury or Steve Perry? Obviously, everybody says Freddie Mercury. I just love Steve Perry's voice, so I'm surprised he wasn't in the top 10.
Yeah. Let's see.
The next 2 are
Whitney
legends.
Houston.
Yep, number 3, Whitney Houston.
Aretha Franklin.
Number 2.
All right.
The next 2 are guys.
Next 2 are guys. Best voices.
Number 4 is kind of a soulful 60s, 70s.
Oh, I cannot remember his first name, but Cook is his last name.
I would have put Sam Cooke there 100%.
Sam Cooke.
It's not
Thank
Sam Cooke. It's of that genre. You might find him on the dock. Sitting.
I don't remember his name.
Sitting on the dock.
I know the
of
song
bay.
that you're hinting at. I don't know the guy's name.
I only know his name so well because it's one of my favorite Charlie Puth songs that I would play incessantly when I was drunk. It's Marvin Gaye and Get It On.
Oh, Marvin Gaye.
And number 5, 80s. I guess you would say rock.
Wait a minute. Marvin Gaye sings Sitting on the Dock of the Bay?
Doesn't he? No, that's Otis Redding.
Otis
I was
Redding.
wrong.
Yeah.
My bad.
Is Otis Redding number
What does
5?
Marvin Gaye sing? Oh, he
Let's
probably
Get It
sings
On.
Let's Get It On.
Yeah.
Which is why Charlie Puth sings Let's Marvin Gaye and Get It On. Number 5, I would say it's like 80s rock, I guess. Iconic videos.
Prince?
Nah, white dude.
Sting. Now I'm drawing a blank.
By the way, I'm also surprised Prince isn't in the top 10 because his Purple Rain album, I love everything about it. Robert Plant, number 5.
Really?
Yeah. I don't get
These
it.
lists always have one weird one in there, and that's the weird one. I mean, his songs are fine, but I wouldn't say he has a great voice. He has a fine voice.
There's another list they did that I found interesting, and we don't have to guess it all.
Yeah.
So I'll just let you guess one, and we'll see where it falls. This is the top 5 most regretted college majors.
English literature.
Oh, that would be a good one, wouldn't it? No, it wasn't it. Number 5, criminal justice or law enforcement. Number 4, physical sciences like physics, chemistry, or science. Number 3, interdisciplinary studies or general studies. Number 2, communications, media studies, or public relations. And number 1, political science, international relations, or public policy. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. Today's
Interesting
day and age,
stuff.
who wants to deal with politics?
So that's my 169 plus list.
Beautiful.
How was your week?
Very uneventful as far as things to talk about. I worked for a couple of days, and then I've been sick all week. It's just with the weather up and down. There's been a bad case of the flu going around. We've had people. It's been like dominoes at work. People one at a time were falling down, and it just happens to be my turn. So just been in bed watching a lot of TV, in and out of consciousness. Yeah, not a whole lot to talk about on that front. But did you hear? I thought this was kind of interesting while I was laying around in bed yesterday. Did you hear that one of the Broadway theaters caught on fire?
I did hear that. It's the
Yeah.
where Book of Mormon is.
Yeah, the Eugene O'Neill Theater. A 3-alarm fire. I got a text message in the middle of the morning. Luckily, it was a Monday, so the theater was dark, so nobody was in there. But it did some significant damage. They don't know when it's going to open up again. So Book of Mormon is on hiatus until further notice.
Yeah, that's crazy. And it's like their 15th anniversary
15th
year.
anniversary,
And,
yeah.
and they're doing all that special stuff. And then.
Yeah, in June, they have. I doubt it'll be open by then, but by June, they're supposed to do the surprise cast shows. So for a whole week, they're having people come back, but they're not saying who's doing what performance. So you just have to buy your ticket. Well, at the time, you had to buy your ticket, just the luck of the roll. But I don't know if they're going to be able to do that now.
Surprise! Nobody
gets to see it.
I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't find. Well, they probably couldn't do that. It's probably too much to. I wonder if they'll find like a venue. You know, the Wren did it here.
Yeah, I mean, they might be able to do sort of like a concert version, like, until they get the theater open, maybe get another theater where they can just come in and do the songs. But I don't think they'd be able to do like the whole setup with the stage, the sets and everything, because I don't know what burned down. I mean, it was a pretty significant fire. They may have lost some of the sets.
And these buildings are like they're stacked next to each other. It's really just like one big building. I'm surprised nothing else went down with it. They must have been built really well. I didn't hear what started it. Did you?
It was an electrical fire. Yeah. So, dealing with that. What else happened? Flower show's still going on at Macy's. In fact, I thought when this started, the tickling in my throat started, I thought, I was like, oh, this must be allergies from all the damn flowers around now. But nope, not allergies. Sick. And that seems to be the go-to when people are getting sick. They're like, oh, no, it's my allergies.
Hey, whenever I hear somebody say it's my allergies, I immediately assume they have COVID, and I get
it's
I
like
get out my pool noodle and stand 6 feet away.
I have decided allergies actually don't exist. It is made up, fabricated by the big allergy corporation to sell drugs. It's just people getting sick. Nobody's allergic to anything. I did have an interesting conversation. This was the day, my last day that I went to work. So I was already feeling a little cruddy. And I'm sitting at the bus stop, and this lady comes up, and apparently I had the drained, colorless look of someone who's sick who wanted to chat while we waited for the bus. So she had her bags packed. She was on her way to Pittsburgh because the city's gotten too expensive, and she can't find a job. She's a nurse. And so she was heading to Pittsburgh because she had a temporary job in Pittsburgh. And in the conversation, I was like, oh, how long are you going to be gone? And she goes, hopefully forever. I hope I never return to this damn city. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, I was like, how long have you lived in New York? And she's like, my whole life. And she goes, it's just gotten terrible and terrible, more and more terrible. So I do want to preface this by saying she was a black woman. So when she said this to me, it was all the more shocking. But she talked about how the blacks are destroying the city. And I was just begging for the bus to come. I was like, please, bus, come.
Oh, my goodness.
She was telling me how that the blacks were destroying the city and that they used to, they're very loud and that they used to be quiet. And I was like, I don't want to comment at all on this because, first of all, I don't agree with you. Secondly,
no one in New York has ever been quiet.
I don't think a white man should be telling a black woman anything. But then she started going, and she goes, in this neighborhood, it's full of them LGBs. You know what I mean? And I was like, oh, she doesn't know I'm gay. Maybe it's the sickness that made her think that I'm masculine. So I said, I know exactly what you mean by LGBT. And she goes, no, not the T. Nobody cares about the T. I'm talking LGB. And I was like, uh-huh. And she said, she's like, same thing as the blacks. The quiet ones are fine. It's the loud ones that get on my nerves. And I'm like, please, lady, I'm
Aw.
sick,
In
and
a
I just
roundabout
want
way.
the bus to come.
In a roundabout way, she told you she's okay with you.
Yeah, because I'm one of the quiet ones, apparently. But eventually the bus came, and then we got on the bus, and I sit down, and then she sat down right next to me, and I
Ugh.
was like, "Oh God!" So she's like, she was like, "I normally don't take this bus. This one doesn't go to Penn Station, does it?" And I says, "No, you need to take this up to either 8th or 7th, and then you can catch the train one stop up to Penn Station or down to Penn Station." And or not Penn Station, the bus depot, Port Authority. And so we're sitting there, and she starts back in about how this city's going down, and she starts to talk about the mayor. And we pull up to 8th Street, and I pulled the string, and I was like, "Well, this is your stop." It's like, you need to get off now and go get that. I pointed to the C train, and I said, "You need to catch that C train, one stop downtown. Go, gather your stuff and get off the bus."
Wow.
And then she left, and out of my life she went. The most uncomfortable bus ride I have ever taken, and it was only a few minutes. But I was like, "Ma'am, you don't even know who I am, and you're already telling me about how you hate all the minority groups in New York City and our mayor." So
Isn't that sad that she saw you and thought, here's a straight white man. He'll appreciate my
he'll agree with me.
hit my racism and my anti-LGBT sentiments.
Yeah. I forgot to mention. She did say that she agrees with most of what Trump does, and just the whole conversation was like, "I don't understand what you're saying, lady."
Yeah, I would be so curious. Like what? Like most of it? Okay. So, like masked police dragging people in the streets and shooting
Yeah.
them. You agree with that?
I didn't want to get details because I just wanted her
That's
to leave me
true.
alone. I just wanted
That's
her
true.
to leave me alone. And now she's on to Pittsburgh, and hopefully never coming back.
You should have just looked at her and smiled and said, "Ma'am, you're talking a lot. You're being a little loud. You're ruining the city."
Again, as a white man, I will not say that to a black woman. I don't care what she's saying.
The irony
Anyway,
of life.
that is basically what my week has been. This week will hopefully be better. I feel like I'm on the upswing now, even though I don't sound like it. But this week is the last week of the flower show, and Lego's got a little thing that they're doing, like as part of the flower show. And
Yeah, didn't you get a ticket or something to go to a Lego thing?
It's on Friday.
Oh, it's exciting.
Yeah, so waiting on that. That's the only thing keeping me going this week, because I'm going to be able to go build some Lego at their event. And then we'll see what happens. Hopefully, I get healthy again.
How's house hunting going?
It's not going well at all. But we'll see what happens. I've got 25 days.
Yeah. It's like as it gets closer, it gets there.
Yeah. But this week is not. I've been wanting to do anything. I just wanted to sleep this week. Yeah.
Look, the phrase "man flu" was invented for people like me. Like,
yeah.
If I get the sniffles, I'm like, I can't get it.
That's how it be. That's how it be.
So again, kudos to you for doing this today. And you're doing a great job.
Thanks.
So when we hung up last week,
I'm sorry. Stop, Caitlin. Her smirk and her thumbs up. It all feels very performative. She's like, "You're doing a great job, buddy."
Yeah, keep it up,
okay.
Jeremy.
I'm trying.
I will say I am way impressed, and I don't know if you set this up on purpose, but when we first got on this call together, you were like, "I don't know how this is gonna go," and I was like, "Oh shit, should we postpone?" But you're doing.
That's why I'm doing the cough drops. The cough drops help a lot. You know what? They're not a sponsor, but I will give a shout out since I didn't have much to talk about my week. Ricola Throat Care. Best cough drops I've ever had. They've got a cool liquid center that coats your throat, and it is lovely. Popping these things like candy.
I used to work with a girl at SeaWorld. Every time I'd walk into the room, she would yell, Ricola. And I can't have them. I will not have one. I hate her. Don't
Oh,
laugh too
God.
much, Caitlin. You're going to be on my list. Anyway, so when we hung up the phone last
Yeah.
Monday, Caitlin and I jumped in our cars and went to Monday Night Air Supply. It was the last
Oh,
of their nights
nice.
at this go round of Epcot, and I'm happy to report that they were way better on Monday night than they were on Sunday. I'm
Oh,
still
good.
not convinced that I will ever see them again. It just happens, especially with like the announcement. Did you see Dolly's video?
I did. I did.
So you see things like that, and you see Barry Manilow canceling shows, although he says he's going to do his Vegas show. I hope he does. I really do. I just don't have a lot of hope for it all. I think it's just this, these stars in their 70s are starting to slow down a bit. And so, I just really appreciated seeing them that last time.
70s. Are they not up to the 80s yet?
They're close. I think Barry Manilow's like 79. I don't know. Caitlin will look it up and then she'll yell it in our ear.
Look up Dolly too. I think Dolly's close to 82. Not 82, 80 also.
80 as well. Yeah, I know that the Air Supply guys are in their 70s because I looked them up.
Damn. 82 is
my
Barry
goodness.
Manilow. Crazy,
He's
crazy.
Too old to be singing, but still not too old to be president.
And Dolly is 80, yeah.
Oh,
This
wow.
year? Oh. God
So you
bless her.
watched the video, and no shame
I
here,
did.
no judgment, but how many filters are on that camera?
I mean, she probably has a nice layer of makeup on, which is filter one. That's old school
Yeah.
filter.
Yes.
And then, I mean, she's worth like $1 billion or some shit. So I'm sure she's got money for like
That's true.
the best lights and the best cameras. And
She's funny. I
love
mean,
her.
she's like, I'm going to make jokes about this illness that I have and tell you that my boobs are
Yeah.
going to make me fall over. She's funny. So
Yeah,
anyway,
I adore her.
so we did that on Monday. You know what I did when I left there? Because I tried to do a bunch of things I've never done. Right. And so I stopped at the Werther's store, which I've never gone into the Werther's store there in like, where is it? Norway or Germany or whatever in that area. And I got the like fresh as it was because they shut their machines down earlier and cleaned everything. But they were bags that they made that day of Werther's caramel popcorn. And had like 5 pieces because that's how much we eat these days. But it was delicious. But I did get, because my favorite candy in the world is our turtles, dark chocolate turtles to be specific. Because I'm not a milk chocolate.
I love
fan.
turtles.
I like turtles.
Yeah.
And but they had this like Werther's caramel dark chocolate pecan delight thing. Man, that was. Do you say pecan or pecan? It's the
I say pecan.
pecan. Yeah, because you're from Georgia, right? They got
that area, sure.
pecan logs all around there, right? At
Mhm.
Stuckey's.
They're the pecan growers of the United States.
There you go. Yeah, it wasn't. No, he's a peanut farmer, not a pecan farmer.
He was a Jimmy Carter.
Yeah.
I just want to point out, do you know that he is the only president in modern times who lost money going into the presidency? Because unlike other presidents, he sold his entire peanut farm because he felt that the president shouldn't have any kind of biases in any kind of businesses. So he sold it. He's the only president who left with less than he went in with.
You mean until Trump?
Sure.
I'm just kidding.
According to the bus stop lady,
isn't
the
that
greatest president ever.
Isn't that like what a spectrum there? I don't want any thought of impropriety, so I'm going to sell all of my stuff. And then this other guy's like, "Oh, I'm gonna sue myself for $1 billion or $10 billion or whatever ridiculous amount it is." It's absurd. Anyway.
And he'll settle with himself, and we'll pay it in tax money. Anyway, the rest of your week?
Yeah. So the rest of the week, Tuesday was Celebrity Bartender Night at Savoy. It's a fundraiser for the center, and I was one of their celebrities. Yes, I was, Patrick. I was one of their celebrities. I say Patrick because I'll have you know that Watermark posted a thing that said, hey, Rick Todd, or Wine Why Not did, and then Watermark shared it, but it's like Rick Todd is going to be serving drinks from 6 to 7 at Savoy for Celebrity Bartender Night. And this dude went on there. One person commented, and it was this Patrick guy who said, who's this? Never heard of him. What's he done? Was he, what did he say?
Sorry.
He said, was he in Survivor, in a boy band, The Bachelor, win at Jeopardy, or win a Nobel Prize for physics? This is what he says.
God.
So here's what we did.
We got to have him on the podcast. He's funny as hell.
Here's what we did. I called Caitlin, and I said, Caitlin, are you busy? Because here's what I need you to do. I need you to put my face on a Survivor winner. I need you to put my face at a boy band. I need you to put my face on a Bachelor contestant. I need to be on Jeopardy, and I need to win a Nobel Peace Prize. And then I commented each individual picture, and I said, yes, actually. Mm-hmm. Right again. And then for the last one, I said, but I might give this one to a certain president. He likes these awards. Rude. I'll have you know, Patrick, that of all of the media celebrities, it was Battle of the Media Celebrities from 6 to 7. I won the hour. I got the most donations. So there you go. I've done this like 3 or 4 times, and I've never won before, and I won. I considered a graduation. I went from the sidebar to the patio bar. Although it's demotion from the first year. The first year I was like 8 to 9 inside the main bar, and like now I'm like, you get 6 to 7. I get happy hour, probably because I don't drink, but it's fine. And they get real celebrities. They get real local celebrities to do it afterwards. So I'm like, I almost told the guy, I'll have you know, sir, I host a 3 or 4 time award-winning podcast. I'm Jeremy's +1. How dare you not know me? Anyway,
shout out to Patrick, who reached out to me, and he said, why aren't you doing this? You're a real celebrity.
I know who it was. It's a fake account from, somebody we know who makes fake accounts. Yeah. I'm sure it was a troll, a fake account troll.
By the way, I just want to say, while you were telling that story, if anybody's watching the video and you see this look of euphoria on my face, while you were talking, my cough drop cracked open and the liquid oozed out, and it just like freed my sinuses. It's like this cool vaporness. I know, again, they're not a sponsor, but these are the greatest fucking cough drops in the world. Anyway.
Look, we only have one sponsor. We already said who that was. We don't have. Every time we talk about something, it's pretty sure they're not sponsoring. I thought that look of euphoria was your intense glee at the fact that someone was ridiculing me on social media.
No,
like,
that was a funny comment, though. That was a funny comment.
It was. It was pretty funny. But also, I mean, I think that person went on and trolled like all the celebrities and all of that.
Yeah,
but it was nice because I got to see Sabrina. I haven't seen her in a while.
Oh, I love
and so
Sabrina.
She was there. Chad Pittman, and I would imagine you know this one because you listen to 107.7, right? So you know Leslie Gale. She was also there from the 6 to 7
Chad
hour.
and Leslie. Yeah.
I wanted to say, and I can't say this to people, so I didn't want to say it, but Leslie Gale has worked for 107.7 forever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like I listened to her when I was in high school because I loved 107.7, and I wanted to say like, oh my god, I've listened to you for like decades, but I didn't want to say that because I don't think people like to hear shit.
I don't
like
know
that.
how long she's been on 107, but I know prior to that she was a news broadcaster.
Oh, so that's why I know the name. Okay,
that's why you might know the name. Yeah.
Well, she was delightful. She said she came up to me. Take this, Patrick. She walked up to me and she said, "Oh, I saw the post or the ad that the center put out that you were going to be doing this." And she's like, "Who's that handsome fella?" I was like, "Thank you, Leslie."
That was very nice.
Very nice.
That was very nice.
She
I mean,
probably has
basically,
cataracts.
it was wrapped up in a compliment. But she basically said the same thing Patrick did.
She did. She said, "Who is this?"
It was nicer, but it was so your opinion of all the celebrities there for celebrity bartending, who is the most celebrity of them all?
I mean, I feel like anytime
Like-
Ginger Minge walks into the room,
Yeah.
she's the biggest celebrity because she's like she's the biggest national name, and she's a RuPaul's All-Star Drag Race winner.
Yeah.
So I would say her. You know, unless like David Bromstead decided to do it one day, he'd be a big name too.
Yeah. There was nobody this year who you just like, holy shit, I can't believe they got that person.
I mean, are you trying to call out the fact that I don't know who all the celebrities were that were?
No. Listen, I don't have Facebook, so until you told me, I didn't even know the event was
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah, it's I don't know the list of all the names. I just know that Ginger Minge is part of it. And I know like Jessica Hahn, she won.
Yeah.
She does. I think she wins every year. And then it's like local drag queens and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
you know, it's very local celebrity, except for Ginger Minge, who's a national treasure.
Yeah. She's got a movie coming up with RuPaul
Yeah.
and Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Perhaps we should watch it for the podcast
We should.
instead of watching things that are all horror and angry.
It's like Airplane on a train.
Oh yeah.
Have you not seen the trailer to it?
We've seen this trailer.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I can't wait for that. When does that come
Yeah.
out?
I don't know.
All right.
Soon.
Later.
I'll look into it.
All right. So here's this thing that Dylan and I did this weekend. We're running out of weekends before
Yeah.
he has to go. We have a lot of stuff that we have to do. So we sat down and we wrote out all of the big projects that we have to do, right? Like, thanks to the city of Orlando, we have to tear down one shed, cut down the platform that it's on, put a smaller
Mr.
shed up
Todds,
there.
tear down that shed.
Yes. Yes. All while not approving my permits, though. Let's not focus on the thing that you want done. Let's destroy your life and tell you that you have to get rid of half of the stuff in the shed and get a smaller one. So anyway, we had planned that to take a couple of weekends to do, and then there's painting the house, which we've decided to just effing do. We're just gonna do it, and then we'll touch up whatever happens if they ever get to the garage conversion.
Yeah.
Just saying, it shouldn't take 6 months to get a permit. It just shouldn't. It shouldn't at all. So we'll get into that in a minute. Anyway, so we started. We started the process of our plan was to just this weekend go through the things and consolidate stuff. But they delivered the shed early. So we actually got all of it done. We're way ahead of schedule now, which is awesome. So we got it all
nice.
cut down and, called my brother and my mom and said we had to get rid of 4 large bins of Christmas stuff and half of our, yard stuff. So like lawnmowers and shovels and all these tools like routers and stuff like that. We're just going to put it out on the curb. So if you want to come shopping, come shopping. And they came and took everything. It was great. So we got rid of a bunch of stuff.
Nice.
I will say this though. I got pretty unscathed. I mean, you can see there's marks on my hands and stuff like that from the whole process. I tend to hurt myself in doing these things, but I got pretty unscathed until the cleanup. Until it was time to take. My brother wanted because the platform that we had built to put the other shed on was so big. We had these huge 2x4s and stuff, and so he wanted to get those. So we were taking the whole platform apart and all that, and I put the 2x4s down on the ground. It had rained a lot, so they were a little dirty. So I took them and went to bang them together to knock the dirt off. And I guess that there was more between my hand and my body than I thought, and I just banged them real hard together, and they pinched the skin on my stomach. Oh, it was so painful. Like my mom was standing there and I was trying not to cry. It's probably, look, when I was in high school, I stepped on a board that had a screw in it and it went through my shoe into my foot. I went to the ER. They had to unscrew the board from my foot. And that was not as painful as this 1-inch piece of skin that got hit. I mean, it was so painful. For
Oof.
hours. I was just like, I just need
Did it
everyone
turn
to.
black and blue?
I think yes, and I started.
Oh.
I think I had to tell everybody to shut up and stop asking if I was okay. I was like, I'm not okay. I'm in a lot of pain. It hurts so bad. But then there was this thing. So we were cleaning out this shed. I don't know if you're aware of this or if you remember this or experienced this, but my experience of living in Orlando is that we have the largest tree frogs anywhere in the U.S. I mean, they're so big, like they could get like 4 or 5 inches long and like 2 or 3 inches tall. And when they jump and land on something, it sounds like, I mean, it's like thud. They're huge, and you don't really see them because they become the color of whatever they're on. So we're in the shed, and we didn't see it because it was like on the top, like the white part of the shed, and it was all white and all that stuff. I walked out of the shed, and I heard boom, and I looked
Ooh.
back, and there's like this like Chihuahua-sized tree frog down there, and I was like, I guess I should shoo it out with a broom. And Dylan looks at me, and he's like, have you met yourself? Like, give me that. And he went in there to go get it all manly, like he's gonna shoo this thing out, and it jumped on his leg, and he let out this like scream, which is funny because I'm like 15 feet away from him, nowhere near this. And when he did that, I did the same thing, and I'm just like, like, like those videos that you see of people on TikTok. Anyway, it was ridiculous, but we got it done, so that's exciting. Now we're a week ahead of schedule,
Oh, very nice.
so that's nice. I mean, it doesn't do us any good to be a week ahead of the schedule because nothing is happening. Finally, this variance approval, we got it on April 21st. We got the letter. April 21st. It is now May 5th. Nothing. Now, from what I hear from our contractor, the engineer, I don't know if we told you, we had a little back and forth in text messaging, and the engineer had to do some work, and they got it all uploaded on Thursday. Last Thursday, they uploaded the stuff. Yesterday, there was finally acknowledgement from the city that they've received this. But like they do, they've given themselves until next week to approve them. There's no way this shit's getting done before he has to go. It's impossible.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited about it. I did have, no, you can't see it anymore. My hand was really bruised. This whole thing right here, all bruised.
Yeah.
That I got from softball because I had softball practice because this is some exciting news. We got invited to the World Series. Not the old people league. Like my team that I normally play with did well this last season and got invited to the Gay Softball World Series in Columbus.
Oh, very nice.
The week of September 1st.
Columbus,
like
Ohio?
Yeah.
Oh.
So that's really cool.
Well, there's like 400 Columbuses in the U.S.
That is true. That is true. It is the Columbus, Ohio. And everybody loves it there. They say it's a great place to have the World Series. So that'll be fun. And Amber turned 8. Little Amber Atkins. Little puggle. So that was my week.
What'd you do for her birthday?
The same thing we do every year. We put a little hat on her and take a picture.
All right.
Put it on Facebook. She gets presents. We put Becky in her kennel and shut the door and then let Amber have full reign of her presents. She likes to open them herself too. So she opens up her presents and then plays with them for a minute. And then we let Becky out and Amber doesn't get any toys for the rest of the night. That's just how it goes. But it's okay. They seem to enjoy each other.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Poor Amber. Becky's stealing all her toys.
She's fine. Amber, they're so different. Like Amber, right? They're just like the characters in the shows that they were named after. You know, like they're opposites and they're rivals. So there's Amber Atkins and Rebecca Ann Lehman. That's Becky. And Becky is just hyperactive and has to have all the toys and run around and wants to play all the time. And Amber just wants to sit on your lap. She's like, just pet me. So it's nice.
Yeah.
And
sounds great.
You'll get to learn all about them when you babysit them. I'm just kidding. Stay on after this call. I want to talk to you about something.
Yeah.
Anyway,
no, I've babysat your dogs before.
yeah.
Yeah.
We just have this situation that's going to arise in July.
Oh, gotcha.
Where,
Oh, is that why you're like, when in July?
Yeah.
For my niece's wedding.
So I'm going to be at the Ann conference, which is in California. I think it's like the 8th, 9th, and 10th, or 7th, 8th, and 9th, and I'll fly back to New York on the 10th. But on the 10th, on the 11th, Dylan has a wedding that he has to do in Tampa, so he has to fly out like on the 10th. So there's like that day where there's no one to watch the dogs. So
Yeah.
but we could talk about it if it's like, because I know like watching the dogs at the house in Orlando is totally different. Because all you got to do is like open the door and let them out. It's totally different in New York. You got to carry bags and water, and you got to walk them, and so it is what it is. But we'll talk about it at some point between now and then. But what we want to talk about now
Yes.
is the show that we watched. Did you catch both episodes?
I sure did.
Whew! I'm gonna need another Red Bull for this. Hold, please.
Yeah. Yeah. It's while he's doing that, we watched Half Man on HBO.
Yeah.
It's a 6-part series. It's written by Richard Gadd, who did Baby Reindeer.
Yep.
And it is an interesting show. The first 2 episodes are out. A new episode every Thursday.
Did
So we
you
watched
know-
the first 2 episodes.
Did you know that he wrote the first episode of this show before he wrote Baby Reindeer?
I did not know that.
But Baby Reindeer got picked up. Or maybe he wrote Baby Reindeer, but they hadn't produced it yet, and so it got picked up. So he went and did Baby Reindeer, and then came back and finished this, and that made a lot of sense to me, because there seemed to be some things in the first couple of episodes that I think are indicative of the writer, and the fact that he calls the one guy Bambi.
Bambi, yeah.
And I think that's a direct takeoff of how his stalker treated him. Right. And then there was just a running theme in this. I thought that was the whole Baby Reindeer thing. Except he was on the opposite side of it.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
An
interesting show.
Yeah, he looks very different in this show than he did in Baby Reindeer. Baby Reindeer,
he went to the
was
gym.
he was very thin and scrawny and almost like the Neil character in this show. And then it opens with Josh not Josh Gad.
Jamie
That's
Bell.
a different person. Richard Gad.
Richard Gad.
Plays Reuben, and Jamie Bell, whom I do this every time I watch something with Jamie Bell in it. Up until I watch it, in my head, I think, yeah, that Jamie Bell is in this. I'm thinking Jamie Dornan. So when Jamie Bell comes on screen, I was like, "You're not Jamie Bell," and I was like, "Oh wait, that's a different actor."
Who's Jamie Dornan?
He was in the 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
both
love
British,
Jamie
both
Bell.
Jamies. Yeah, he was. When I realized who he was, I was like, "Oh yeah, I do like you." But he plays Neil. They are
Actually
both,
Niall, which is a really funny. It's just it's a funny thing about when he goes to college and everybody calls him Neil, and their lives get destroyed because they called him the wrong name.
So anyway, they're kind of like brothers. Both of their mothers are lesbian lovers. So they're brothers, as they say, brothers from another lover.
Which is interesting that they don't say brothers from another mother.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Because
think
their
I'm
mothers
catching
are
your
lovers.
sickness. Can you throw me one of those? Those cough drops.
One of those Ricolas, throat coaters, as I like to call them.
Oh, I forgot it was a Ricola. I'm not allowed to. It's cannibalism. I can't have it.
Anyway,
Yeah, I don't know
ahead.
how to begin discussing this. Like this show. I don't know if you want to talk about opinions first. I read a lot of reviews about it. I could describe it like this. When the show was over, We finished watching it about 10:30 last night, the 2 episodes. We all stayed up to watch cookies, cupcakes, and cakes because none of us could go to sleep afterwards until we had a palate cleanser.
Yeah.
And it was so it's very intense.
It is very intense. It's almost like it's almost torture porn.
Yes, that is
watching it.
exactly what one review I read said. 1-star torture porn.
It's just Ruben is such a bully, and it's not even like even when he's not like outright bullying. His presence is always a bullying presence. Like he's very intimidating, or to everybody in the room.
To
Find
everybody.
him very intimidating. Yeah, it doesn't matter who it is.
He walks into a room. You're watching the show. This guy walks in a room, and you say, "Who in this room is going to die right now?"
Mhm.
Because this guy is volatile. He's a monster. There's zero redeeming qualities about him. Like how does a person get to be like that, I wonder? And I don't even know like if they're going to try to address this in the next there is nothing. So they're hinting, right, that something the father did to this guy made him this way.
Yeah.
But I cannot for the life of me think that there is anything that they can do that's going to make me feel anything other than this guy needs to die.
Yeah. I don't think in situations like this that it's meant to let's try to humanize this person. Mostly I think what's going to happen is they're going to try to explain how he turned out the way he did. Which I'm willing to bet, I haven't seen the other episodes, but I'm willing to bet he reacts to things the same way his father does. I bet you his father's behavior is the same way.
And his father tortured him in this toxic masculinity way, and so he's paying it forward to this Jamie Bell character. But so like everything like toxic masculinity pops up all over the place when people are talking about this. And I just want to point this out for the people that get triggered by the words toxic masculinity. We're not talking about masculinity. We're talking about toxic masculinity. There's a difference there, right? So I watched an interview because I had to like see Richard Gadd talk about this in a way that was less traumatizing. And so, but it just didn't make any sense to me because he addressed right off the bat, like people are going to say that this show is about toxic masculinity, but it's not about that. It's about the difficulty of male relationships and the struggle of two men trying to show their love for each other. That is not the show that I watched.
I didn't catch that in the first 2 episodes, but I will say, in his defense, we have covered many, many, many shows on this podcast that within the first 2 or 3 episodes, I was like, this show is utter shit. And then in the back half of the season, it's like it turns it around and it kind of makes sense of what we watched in the first couple of episodes. So that I'm holding out hope that this comes full circle and we learn something that we didn't learn in the first 2 episodes. But yes, the first 2 episodes do not show me that.
No, I will say that I do not think that. So the last show we watched, right, the one with Big Mistakes.
Yeah,
like the first couple of episodes were like, I mean, they weren't the greatest. So you had to wait till it got good. This show is good in the sense that the direction and the editing and the way they're telling the story is really good. Like,
yeah.
I want to know what happens, right? I just don't want to watch it. I had somebody to tell me what happens, and then I'll decide if I'm going to go back because I just cannot. You know, like I watched Dahmer, the first episode, and I was like, the whole time I'm like, he's going to kill this guy. He's going to kill this guy. And so it was very stressful to watch, and I was like, I don't need to watch the rest of it. And that's how I feel about this.
Of course he was going to kill the guy. He was Dahmer. That's what Dahmer do.
Right. You know, so I don't think I care to watch the rest of this unless I need to know this. I need somebody to tell me that I think they set up what's going to happen. I don't know if I should say
Mhm.
what I think is going to happen, but I think they're setting it up. And I just need somebody to tell me that basically Jamie Bell's character stabs this guy in the neck and kills him. That's
Yeah.
what I need them to tell me.
Well, I will
And
say
then
right
I'll
off
go
the
back
bat,
and watch it knowing that that's what's going to happen.
I will say right off the bat that maybe I'm a glutton for punishment, but I like shows like this, the torture porn kind of twisted shows. So I do plan on watching the rest of this. I particularly the way the second episode ends. Very intrigued to see what happens next. I do know from reading on IMDb that they're younger. Because a lot of the first two episodes is flashback. So you see Jamie Bell and you see Gad. I want to keep calling him Josh Gad, but it's Richard Gad. You see them in the beginning and the ends of the episode, but the rest of the episode is a flashback to their younger versions. The younger versions are only listed in being in 3 episodes.
Yeah.
So episodes 1, 2, 3 is flashbacks. 4, 5, and 6 is just them as grown-ups. There's no more flashbacks. So I'm interested to see where this goes because their part in the present time takes place at Jamie Bell's wedding. And I don't think it's a spoiler alert to say that he's gay in this because even from the very first episode, it leads into kind of pointing that this guy is a closeted homosexual.
Yes.
I do want to say the first episode opens with 3 bullies at school bullying him. And their main focus of bullying on him is they knock over his backpack and he has Indiana Jones stickers in his bag. And they said, "Oh, those are Indiana Jones stickers. That movie is gay as fuck." No, it is not. That movie is awesome. And I don't know a single person who has ever looked at Indiana Jones and said, "Oh, that is gay." Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But that's not a gay as fuck movie.
I wrote that down. I was like, Indiana Jones is. I mean, I don't even know what people mean by it. To say it's gay. Does he mean it sucks? Is that what he's trying to say? Because it doesn't suck. It's a great movie.
And if he means homosexual, have you not seen him make out with Marion in that movie?
Yeah, I mean,
Anyway.
so I just disagreed with that premise right off the bat.
Yeah. So what happens to the bully later in that episode? I was all for. I know we don't like Ruben, but I was all on board for what he did.
Yeah. Well, I think that was the point, right? This is where you talk about like the storytelling of this show. It's great. They try to put you in the position of the character, right? Like he's getting bullied, so this guy beats up the bully really bad for him, and he's like, "Oh, now I can strut around and not be scared. This is great.
Mhm.
This guy's an asset for me." But then it gets out of control, and he's afraid to stop it, and feels like he needs that person, and
He
that's
becomes
how
dependent on him.
right,
Yeah.
and that's how it's able to continue. And I think like because we can sit back and say, yeah, that's justified, but when you're talking with somebody who is just outright zero redeeming qualities, a horrible monster, a terrible human being, I don't even understand how he didn't die in prison. Like with that kind of attitude, how do you survive without people just ganging up on you and killing you? I don't even get it. It's so uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine where it's gonna go. I mean, I think the scene, right, the beginning scene where they're in that barn or whatever, and having that conversation at the wedding, I think that's the last scene of the show as well.
Yeah.
And so everything, even though they're going to be adults, everything's going to be pre-wedding. But I really do like too the way that they integrate the flashbacks and how they're like something that happens in the now time triggers like a gesture,
Like a memory,
or
yeah.
a phrase or something. I think it's great storytelling. I gotta say that. I just it's a little much. I also get really frustrated when I see shows where people just let terrible things happen.
Yeah.
And I think that this again stems from Baby Reindeer and like how this character couldn't tell the stalker to leave him alone, that he needed it somehow, and so that spills over into this storyline where this person just tell him to stop. Just tell him to get out of your
Yeah.
life.
Well, that's the thing. It comes down to, and when the second episode starts with him going off to college, Niall or Neil, whatever the fuck his name is, going off to college, and he's on the phone with his mom, and she's like, "You got to do this on your own. Do not call Ruben." And he goes, "I'm not going to call him, Mom. I'm not going to call him. Don't call him." And then he meets his flatmates, which I like their whole apartment layout. They've got their own rooms, like dorm rooms, but then they've got like a common area with the forum. There's 2 girls, 2 guys. We meet Albie, who is gay, and him and Niall are sparks are kind of flying, but Niall's still in the closet, and they end up going out drinking, and he pisses himself because he got so drunk, and Albie helps him get home, and this puts him into a full panic mode, and he calls Ruben, and Ruben comes over, and then just crazy shit happens.
By the way,
the-
the gorgeous roommate, you know what I mean? Like the one that
the
he,
Frenchie.
No, the other one, the one that he calls gorgeous right off the bat. Was she like 40 years old?
Okay, first I do want to
like,
point this out. 2
She
things
was
I
the
wrote down.
mom in
First,
that 70s show, wasn't
Her
she?
name was Joanne, and her laugh is like nails on a chalkboard.
Yeah.
I could not stand her laugh. Every time she laughed, I wanted to throw something at the TV.
I think it was because it was the fake, like, "Hi, you're so funny," laugh, and have sex with me.
Yeah, but all 4 of them, all of the college age, they're all in their late 20s, early 30s. It's the whole 90210 effect. They're all older people. She just happens to look older than the rest of them, but they're all old people. And I assume that's because they intend on each episode to age them up, or at least the 3 episodes they're in, so they need them to look relatively the part. But yes, I did notice that all of them are of like much older than the characters they're playing. But yeah, so is there a Rotten Tomatoes?
There is
on
a
it
Rotten
for both?
Tomatoes on it.
For
Yeah,
audience
both.
and critics?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, do it, then I'll read some of the.
Okay. I
things.
definitely feel like this is a show that critics are going to love. This just feels very critic loved. So I'm going to say critics have given this probably like a 91, 92. Audiences, I feel like it's because they've only seen the first 2 episodes. It's on the fence, where if people are into this kind of thing. So I'm going to say audience is 77.
Audience was 77 on the nose.
Oh, was it? Oh,
yeah.
sweet.
76 for critics.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
here's
thought the
what-
critics would love this.
It's interesting because here's what some of the people say. Now, I mean, I guess, gosh, is this going to be a weird thing to say that I feel like I say things I shouldn't say sometimes because it's kind of weird. Like, I understand that this is a TV show and that the actors that are playing these characters are adults. So when things happen and they're like teenagers, it doesn't affect me because I'm not seeing like, oh, this is happening to a 15-year-old. I'm like, this is an actor who is an adult playing a role where this is happening. Does that make sense? So a lot of people,
I mean, I can see what you're saying. Yeah.
a lot of people are turned off by the sex scene between when Niall loses his virginity.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't find it traumatic to watch. I just thought it was weird, but it was more like, I mean, when I was 15 and if this guy I thought was hot was breathing on me all crazy, like I might have, it might have been a different story too. So I didn't think of it like this comment, but this person gave it like 1 star and said it's trash, that it normalizes child rape and pedophilia per usual from the Entertainment Today. Content collapsed. They were not a fan. But this other person was like, I was reluctant to start watching because the promotion of it made it clear it was about bullying. However, once I got over myself, I dived headfirst in to see what happens, and the performances are stellar by all 4 of the boys in each phase of the story, which I will agree with.
Mm-hmm.
That it's great storytelling, and that was really good. I just thought it was interesting because I said once they got over themselves, like it's so like I feel like that's what I'd have to do in order to watch
Yeah.
the rest of it because it is. I would just have to get over the fact that it makes me so angry to be watching it. I like I like neat little cop dramas. This is a
Yeah.
little too
I
much.
mean, sometimes it's okay to be in your feelings.
Well, and this
with
is also what they
anger.
say that it's compelling and that you can forget that your ass is sitting on a comfy chair and not in the middle of the action. Like it's you forget that you're in a safe space and you're actually kind of there with them and you're feeling what Niall's feeling because I feel like that's it. Like every time this guy's around, Niall's nothing but anxiety, and
Yeah.
when I'm watching this, it's nothing but anxiety. What did somebody else say? They're hooked right from the start. They loved it. 5 stars. Like this person said, hooked as well. I just wonder if like maybe the bad ratings are just people who are, who gay bomb it, right? Isn't that what it's called?
Yeah. Also, with things like that, and that on Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb, you don't have to leave a review. So people will go on and they'll just be like, "I didn't like it," but they won't say why they didn't like it.
Oh, this
So
person, I thought this comment was interesting too because this person said, "I lost by the end of episode 2. I've lost any interest in watching Niall enable such a dangerous man." And I will say this: I don't want to spoil like the end of the second thing, but it is clear that at one point in this, that wherever Niall is in his head right now, it is clear that he believes that he has left this idea of what's his name again? The other guy,
Ruben.
behind, but there is something that is asked of Niall, and he won't say an answer until he gets approval from Ruben to say it. And that was like, oh, that's that sort of enabling crap that turned me off, just like this person. So it's interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like there's certain people who watch shows and if they don't foresee like a happy outcome for a character, that they won't watch it because they don't want to watch that. I find it, even if it's a shitty situation, I find it compelling to watch that situation. I am intrigued by what happens. I will say that what happens at the end of the second episode put me off to Niall until through a flashback we see that Albie forgives him. So I'm like, if Albie, whatever happens, if Albie forgives him, I guess I can forgive him too.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to see where this is going to go. I'm not one of those people who have to like this guy is a total dirtbag. I'm not one of those who's like, I need to see this show so he gets his comeuppance. Like if he gets away with everything he did, it's not something that would turn me away from watching the show. You know what I mean? I don't need it to have the satisfying ending that I want in order to follow through with the show. And there are some people who are like that, who just need, hey, I need to know. I can't watch somebody terrible get away with something. You know what I mean?
Oh, I hate to watch the bad guy win. I hate it.
I don't mind it.
I'm the
I don't
absolute
mind it.
opposite. I'm like, no, he needs to get stabbed in the neck. I need to watch him slowly bleed out, and then I'll be like, oh, it's a great show.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's because I look at the real world and terrible people get away with terrible things all the time, and nothing bad happens to them. So I'm like,
I think eventually it will, though, doesn't it? No.
Will it?
I don't
Will
know.
it? Do you see a happy ending to any of this?
I mean, eventually, time
That's
brings
true.
ultimate justice to everybody.
Eventually, the entire universe will be destroyed, and
Yeah.
nothing will matter to anything.
Yeah. So yeah, I
Anyway.
mean, this is going to be a burning star that's going to explode one day, and poof,
Yeah.
there will go that arch, there will go that ballroom, there will go that large statue,
There will go everything.
there will
into
go all
ether.
the 250th anniversary passports. Oh.
Now, I heard, not to get off on a different tangent, but I heard that the Trump-faced passports are just in the D.C. area. So everyone else in the United States.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
So if
I'm
you need a
pretty
passport,
sure-
go anywhere but DC to get one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that when they were talking about it the other day on CNN, that they said that they're only specifically being distributed in the DC area. So I feel sorry for those people, but not that I plan on getting a passport anytime in the next year because they're like $130 now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I ain't planning on going out.
Doesn't
of
Mom
country anytime
Dami give
soon.
them for free?
No, because he only cares about New York. You get a New York passport for free, and that's it.
You don't need a passport to go to Newark?
No, just a permission slip.
We joke about it, but what if we do have to start getting permission slips to travel from state to state?
I mean, I wouldn't be. Nothing will surprise me anymore.
Yeah,
if the news came on and said that we are now 50 separate countries and you're not allowed to talk to anybody in a different country, I'd be like, yeah, I get it. It's fine. It's whatever. You have your reasons, I'm sure. All right, so that's it for this episode.
Yeah.
This is coming in short. I will try to get healthy, and I'll have more to talk about next week, hopefully. And then we're gonna see a movie. I think we're gonna try to do Devil Wears Prada 2.
Yeah, we'll
Is
do
that
Devil
all
Wears
right?
Prada 2 for next time.
Beautiful. So
That's got to be gay.
It looks pretty gay. So until then, the cork is back in the bottle.